Things have been a little up and down for the Indian team when it comes to the FIFA World Cup 2026 qualifiers, but now the Blue Tigers have it upon themselves to give their talisman in Sunil Chhetri the most fitting farewell that he perhaps deserves as well. 19 years that he's given to the game, and now he said that it's going to be his last dance as he comes to the Salt Lake Stadium today in Kolkata. It's a city that he has a long association with. It's perhaps there that his professional career started taking shape as well when he started playing in the early 2000s with Mohan Bagan. He gets to play his final game there, as he has already announced. What is it that Sunil Chhetri has on his mind ahead of the India versus Kuwait game? Like I said, it's been up and down, but a win today for India really puts them in an ecosystem, in a place where they haven't ever seen themselves before, which is the third round of the FIFA World Cup qualifiers. So all to play for, not just from the Indian football team perspective, but also so as to give this man a fitting farewell as well. But what is it that is on the mind of Sunil Chhetri? That is something we will tell you about as he came for the press conference ahead of the match. Let's tell you what were his thoughts when he was asked about this being his final appearance for the Indian team. He said that we are here only and only to speak about Kuwait and India, and I'm trying really hard to not think about this game like this. This is when he was asked about this being his farewell, this being his last dance, and the focus was very clear as far as Sunil Chhetri is concerned. He doesn't want to be talking about or looking at it as a personal event. Rather, he looks at this as an India versus Kuwait match and nothing more than that. More on that, so stay with me as I talk you through it. He also says that it's not about me and my last name, it's about us and Kuwait, and inside me, I'm fighting a small battle. Please don't make it worse by asking how are you feeling. This is something that he was asked a couple of times, and that's when he had to tell the scribes who were present at the venue not to keep harping on the question on how he's feeling, because there is a little personal fight he feels he's fighting with himself. We know how passionate he is when it comes to the sport, how committed he has been, and how emotional also he is, because I'll take you back to the 10-minute long video that he put out a few weeks back. You could sense the emotion of the man in that video as well, in the dark background when he talked his heart out, when he made that decision public. You could sense that there was a lump in his throat, and he doesn't want to be thinking too much about that, which is why he says that there's a battle that he's fighting within as well. Let's go on and tell you more that he said. He also says that we don't want to talk about it, and this is now him inside the dressing room as to what the environment is like in the build up to the game. He says that we don't want to talk about it in the dressing room. We are still the same, we are still having fun. There is not a talk about the last game. So as far as the back room is concerned, as far as all the players around are concerned, he feels that the attention is not around him. The attention is more to the bigger thing, which is the India-Kuwait match. But interestingly, there was a question asked about his future as well. That also we will tell you about. But before we move into that, this is what he had to say as to what's at stake for the Indian team here. He says that we really need to win this game. Once we win this game, it gives us a great chance to go on to play the third round, which is something which has never happened, and rightly so. It is really going to be, as I said, a very special feat for the Indian football team if they see themselves in the third round, because it's been a disappointing last 6 months. Let's be honest about it. The disappointing results again Qatar. You had a goalless draw against Afghanistan, then you lost the game at home as well, conceding in the dying stages. Didn't have a good AFC Asian Cup as well. So this will be a good way of sort of compensating for all the chances missed. But let's now tell about his future plans. Is coaching one thing on his mind? That is something he was asked, and this is what he said. He says that I don't think I can be a coach because I'm too selfish and I want to think about myself at the moment. Honestly, I want to think only about me. I don't want to think about anything else, and it's not easy. Now this is when he talks about what it means to be a coach, what it entails being a coach. He says that enough of putting an early alarm and waking up at 5 o'clock, enough of the match permutations, this match, that match. He's had enough of all of that, and he doesn't want to do all the brainstorming. He doesn't want to be doing or be part of the rigor anymore. He wants to take a step aside. He wants to concentrate on his family. He wants to focus on himself. Calls himself selfish, but don't take it too seriously. All he means is that he wants to take some time away from the game, and he wants to be with himself, find his own space, be with family. He's a newly he was very recently he became a father as well, so he wants to focus on his family, and rightly so. 19 years, you will bow down from the game as one of the most coveted stars of Indian football, and also when it comes to international numbers as well. Remember, 94 goals for him. He's the third highest when it comes to active goal scorers. Such is the legacy of this man, and it'll be interesting to see what the emotion is going to be at the Salt Lake Stadium in Kolkata, the best venue that any Indian footballer would perhaps want to be hanging up his boots. And we here at Sports Day will be bringing you everything from that particular game as well. So tap that bell that you see on your screen so that you get notified every time we come across with a video for you, and anything new that we have to offer for you. Subscribe to the channel as well if you like what we do over here.